All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, guys, as we are currently experiencing a death ridge across the southwest United States. It's causing a lot of problems for the entire country. Everybody, including you, will be impacted. A death ridge is an area of high pressure that gets stalled out across the southwestern United States that basically alters the jet stream to drive in a lot of warm temperatures into the country. This would really explain why we've been having a lot of hot temperatures across the southwest, typically more warmer than normal because of this ridging effect. So now I want to be clear to make sure that you guys understand what a trough and what a ridge is. Now, a ridge is basically a big kink in the jet stream that basically brings in a lot of high pressure, which high pressure usually is associated with a lot of nice conditions, typically full sunny skies, but can bring in a lot of heat. That's kind of the big problem we're having right now. And then you have a trough, on the other hand, that typically brings in a lot of rainy conditions, typically a lot of storms, including severe weather, are spawned by these troughs. Basically just a big dip in the jet stream rather than a big bump. Okay, so here's the latest map here from the Climate Prediction Center, basically covering most of the United States in red, which is basically saying that we are expecting above average temperatures for this week into next week, which is caused by that big ridging effect we have out west. Now, it's not all bad news regarding the big ridging problem we're having out there. Actually, in terms of severe weather, as mentioned before, troughs usually cause these big severe weather events, and basically since we have this big blob of high pressure across the west, this is basically preventing any big troughs to eject its way into the country, which can create those big-time severe weather events. That's why the Storm Prediction Center over the next couple of days hardly has anything regarding any severe weather, because we're kind of in a dry time with this big ridge that's set in place. Now, because of this big dry time we're talking about, we're basically seeing the lower half of the country and portions of mostly the western side of the country experiencing less than normal precipitation. That's why we're all in the browns across these regions, all the way from the southeast, driving through the southern plains and into the west, basically just showing that we're experiencing a lot more drier conditions. Meanwhile, while up north, it's a little bit more above average in terms of precipitation. So overall, guys, it's basically bringing in a lot of warm and a lot of dry conditions to a lot of the country. So regardless of where you're at, even if you're not in the west, you're still going to be impacted either negatively or positively out of this event here. Now, to be fair, this could actually be some pretty good news for my friends out there in the Midwest, in the upper Midwest, even portions of the Ohio Valley, as we are currently seeing ourselves a lot of droughts, a lot of extreme droughts kicking their way off across those regions, which, any precipitation they can get, in some cases likely above normal, that could be good to help recede some of those drought conditions. Now, regarding to the tropics, we have a lot of activity that's starting to kick up here as well, which I am going to get into that here in 1 second. Now, guys, I want to go ahead and say, if you've not already, please hit that subscribe button as well. If you guys would like to support us, we do have a Venmo at NWW116. If you guys would like to send us a few dollars to help out with the programs, my personal living, we greatly appreciate it, guys. Seriously, anything is a big, big help. All right, so whenever activity comes to the tropics, we actually do have a lot of stuff that's currently kicking off, including Dawn. It's just now been downgraded from a Category 1 hurricane of sustained winds of 75 miles per hour, now down to a 65 mile per hour upper level tropical storm. This system is not expected to cause really any problems, as it is expected to continue steering to the northeast, moving all away from areas of land. So overall, this system is not really expected to do anything too crazy. It had quite a crazy loop on it, though. If you look back at the previous records or the previous paths of this storm here, it's actually pretty crazy, doing a big old donut, big old loop, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty crazy. And then we have 95L, which is a current invest we are investigating out there in the central Atlantic. This thing is expected to track its way to the west over there towards the Lesser Antilles or the Windward Islands. That's kind of what the models have been really coming to agree on here, actually kind of hugging really close to South America, which overall, like I said, we're pretty solid on the track. Now, there's some good news. We've actually been losing hope and losing confidence that the system will actually develop, considering that we literally now have a 40% chance of overall development compared to yesterday's pretty confident 70% chance that they had out there. This thing has literally dropped 30% chance of probability of forming. I think this is due to upper level winds out there towards the Caribbean. We are seeing, according to like the GFS model, a big jet of really strong winds moving to the east, which will basically just rip apart any thunderstorm activity associated with this tropical system. So I think this is severely limiting its possibility of actually forming into any form of tropical system. So that's definitely some good news. Overall, like I said, compared to the intensity, is absolutely crazy. Yesterday, we were actually seeing a possible hurricane developing early morning yesterday and the previous day before. Now we're barely even seeing a possible tropical storm out of this. I'm losing confidence on it, which is really good news. Thank goodness to those upper level winds. But anyways, my friends, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, my friends. It'll be greatly appreciated. Once again, if you guys would like to support us, we do have our Venmo at NWW116. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like. It'll all be greatly appreciated. And most importantly, share this with your friends and family. Help get the word out there. Share the link to this video to them and help spread awareness. All right, my friends, thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you guys later on in the live stream for today. See you guys later on.